was the first American-made vehicle to take to the Nürburgring in our GT7 version of the Nürburgring time trials. The Willys Jeep, I don't expect to really have much of a chance at beating the Abarth, but I suppose you never know. Over double, or actually exactly double the power of the Abarth. But the Abarth weighs just over 1,000 pounds, 1,036 pounds, I do believe. The Jeep, I want to say 2,400. You expect a rollover? Hopefully not. I will say it is a lot easier to drive than the Abarth. It's a lot more planted, and the Abarth and its counterpart in the Fiat 500, you're just sitting there trying not to spin out at all times. I don't know if it's just because it doesn't have the weight to stick to the track or what. Right now, the Jeep is really impressing me, I've got to say. Ash expects a rollover. I'm hoping that's not the case. We didn't even roll the Samba bus over, so I'm hopeful. But yeah, of course, we got everything you need. Spare tire, extra gas. We got a shovel and a hatchet. In fact, that might be an axe on the side. As you can see, I still haven't swapped my driver uniform back to where it should be. We're still rocking Skittles. Hills are also going to probably be the downfall of the Jeep, unfortunately. Because of the substantial weight that it carries over every car that we've driven, outside of maybe the Samba bus early on. However, with that extra weight, should mean more speed down hills. Although maybe not. 74 miles an hour. I know that was a smaller hill. But the 500, or the 595 rather, was going about 79 through all of that. So it's going to gain some bits in other places, lose some in others. This might be, once again, kind of closer than we're thinking. It's certainly easier to get back on the power and easier to just turn in with confidence, hit the apex, move on. Now we'll see what this thing can do truly downhill. Wow, that's actually it. 75 miles an hour. Even still going down an incline, 75 is all it's got. That's a surprise. I'm losing a little bit of faith as this lap progresses, but I suppose we'll see. We'll continue to try and charge through to the best of our ability. And I made fun of the tires on the Fiat being really skinny. I mean, they're essentially the same tires that we have here on the Jeep, with a bigger wheel. For whatever reason, this Willys Jeep had only a little over 500 miles on it before we took it out here today. And this was the second Jeep that I owned in-game. I engine swapped the original. I want to say that a Hellcat engine got put in that thing. Front tires don't really like to stay on the ground anymore. I do have tremendous fun with engine swaps in GT7, and I can't wait to get to the cars that you can engine swap, because that's going to be an absolute blast. When we get to the tuners and the engine swaps, oh boy. Some are really fun, some are absolutely terrifying. But somehow, some way, someday, we will get there in GT7. I mean, hell, new game hasn't been announced yet. I think we have plenty of time. Shower and be back before this lap is over? Speed shower, maybe. I certainly couldn't, especially this time of year. You get in the shower in the morning, you're freezing fucking cold because it's like 15 degrees outside, and then you want to stay in the shower for like a half hour because it's it's the warmest you'll be all day. Well, I do have to say, the Jeep is impressing me. More than I would have thought that it would have. Not going to be setting any records by any stretch of the imagination, but it is way easier to drive than I would have expected. Skinny, comfort hard tires, hauling all this weight around. I say all this weight. This thing here is still lighter than just about any of the modern cars that we're going to take around here. And I guess the Jeep does, I mean, it's a little bit of a false appearance because, yes, it is so tall, but there's really not a lot of weight up top. It's just the canopy. So, I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. You just think, you look at this thing and it's so tall that it's going to be top heavy. No, not here with this one. The engine swap Jeep doesn't have the canopy. You took the top off of that thing for extra danger. Well, I'll tell you this. What a relaxing little drive in the Willys. Going back uphill again, so we are losing a good chunk of momentum. I've already forgotten what car would be up next if we decided to do another one here tonight. I may not have looked. Why do I feel like it was a Toyota? Alright, the Jeep heads towards the carousel. How will it handle it? I wish I could tell you. This has got to be the first time that I've taken the Willys around the Nürburgring. Do we have the Spood? Well, the Abarth had the Spood. The Abarth with, if I remember correctly, a 12:28 currently has the fastest production car time. The shifter cart still holds the fastest time and will for probably quite a long time to come with just under 9 minutes. But I'm impressed with the Spood that the Willys has. Well, I mean, no, but they also don't have weight. So, as much of a disaster as they are to drive around the ring, we do have to remember also that that was only the 4th car that was tested. So, no, it doesn't, and it won't hold the lead for long. But for the moment it does, as the Willys Jeep starts to head downhill, the fastest part of the track. Will we surpass 75 miles an hour? I don't think so. Just about got to it, but no, cannot surpass it. Trying to hold the inside of that corner the best I can. Avoiding the brakes the best I can. And I think if we were going to flip the Jeep, it probably would have happened right there. So I think we might be safe from that. Turn it, turn it. Taking some curb in the Jeep. Did you expect to see that here tonight? Well, away we go. Towards the finishing stages of a lap here at the Nürburgring. I'm not thinking this is going to beat the Abarth. But did we have a whole lot more fun driving this thing around the ring? Yes. But it does beg the question, just how long will the Abarth reign supreme? Obviously, we know once we get into newer, faster cars, that time is going to fall. But no car has been able to survive the next car up. We started with the Fiat 500. Samba Bus beat it. Then the Renault R4 beat that. The Abarth beat it here tonight. The Abarth 595 would be the first car to fend off any sort of a challenge, if it is able to do so. And we've got under 2 minutes to get to the line here in the Jeep, and I just don't think it's going to happen. What are we thinking the interior of the Jeep is like here? Probably the skinniest steering wheel you could imagine. Yeah, that looks about right. Obviously, no doors. It's a Jeep after all. Nice look at our spare tire back there. And then, of course, once again, gotta go back. Any car that comes with tools on the side, that's a win for us. We also have a pull rope. Oh no, I'm sure this is a road going. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. I'm sure everybody's grandpappy drove one of these. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else you could expect from the interior of a Jeep. I feel like modern Jeeps have too much. That's what you need. Not what you want, what you need. Well, it's not looking very good for the Willys to be at the top of the board. But then again, we didn't really expect it to be. However, I do think it is still going to be second on the board. I do think it's going to beat the Renault, which when we drove the Renault, we were honestly impressed with its speed. As I think right about here was the mark for the Abarth. But we will come to the line, and we're not going to be that far off of it. Sub 1240? Yes, 1238.5. For the Willys Jeep, which is way better than I certainly would have thought. You know, if we shed the shovel and we shed the axe, I think we really could have probably challenged the Abarth there.